guys, welcome to my YouTube channel once again. I'm simply Maggie. I thank God for the gift of life that He has granted us, and thank you for coming back to watch another video. So today it has been raining. It's El Nino season, yeah? Those that are in Kenya, mnajua tuliambiwa hii ni season ya El Nino. So November it's here and it has started with rains. We thank God. And yeah, though we were told it was supposed to start back in October, but either way we still thank God. So it has been raining. No, wait. Tell me why here in Mombasa it started raining yesterday at 8 p.m. So we had rains the entire night. Today, up to now, it's almost 5 p.m. Okay? It is still raining. And tell me why it was raining overnight and I was sweating. Also tell me why it has been raining for almost 20 hours now and I'm not feeling any cold. We are going to discuss my culture shock in Mombasa. I've been living in this town for some time now, for some years, yeah. And since I came here, there are culture shocks. I've been learning and unlearning so many things because I come from the lake region. Now I'm in the coastal region. So shifting from the lake region to now the coastal region, it was not easy because, of course, there was how we used to live our lives back home and how I was supposed or how I am living my life here right now. So I decided, why not do these YouTube videos and talk about my personal culture shocks in Mombasa, right? Personal. I'm talking of personal because these are things I've been to two regions, which is my home lake region and now the coastal region, specifically Mombasa. So I'm talking of my personal culture shocks. It can be different from anyone because you can leave a comment and let me know what shocked you the most when you got to Mombasa. My culture shock number one was weather. Let me tell you, what we are experiencing back home is the opposite of what I'm experiencing here in Mombasa. I told you that it has been raining from yesterday at 8 p.m. up to now. It's 5 p.m. But I don't feel any cold. I'm not feeling any cold. Outside is not cold. So that is the weather of Mombasa. In some regions, tell me if you can have rains for almost 20 hours and you fail to feel any cold. Just let me know. That is our Mombasa. And I love it here, to be honest. Mombasa is super hot, the better part of the year, because we normally experience rains, short rains, and even if they happen, we never experience the extreme cold. Like you don't need heavy clothes, you don't need blankets. It can rain but still use your bed sheet. It can rain and you still wear your light clothes. So that's why we have deras. Here they really survive on deras. And yeah, so that also is another topic we will talk about, deras. Market. So with their women mostly wear deras as their cultural cloth because in Mombasa we have the Mijikendas consisting of 9 tribes: the Giriama, Digo, Duruma, Kambe, Choni, the Mijikenda. There are 9 tribes. Mijikenda, 9 tribes, right? So their clothes are deras. Then we have the Arabs, then we have the Swahili. So most of their females, apart from the Islams that have their buibui and the ninjas, most of the females raised in coastal region, they wear deras. And even some of us that moved to this point, most of us have adopted to the dera dressing. And there are men, like the Mijikendas, the Giriama, they usually have their vest. Even the Mijikenda traditional attire, it's a vest and a lace. I don't know how they call it, but it's something they like a kanzu or a kikoi, which they tie on their waists. Some walk bare-chested and only that. Some wear vests, because of the weather. Especially you move to Kilifi. Kilifi is also hot, Oh, I forgot to tell you. So we have coast region. It comprises of 3 counties. We have Mombasa, we have Kilifi, and we have Kwale. So relatively, all of these counties, they experience the same weather. But I think Mombasa is more hot, because it is an island. It is surrounded by water. I've been to Kilifi, it is also hot, and also I've been to Kwale. They're also, so when you go to Kwale and Kilifi is when you will notice a lot of their cultural wear, if that is the word, their cultural wear, because here in Mombasa we have so many tribes, like it's a cosmopolitan city. Everyone is here. We have the Giriama, we have the Luyas, even people from the mainland are here. So you see, they have tried to intermingle and adopted each and everyone's culture. But when you go the entire coastal region, now when you expand to Kilifi, the interiors, they have those types of where ladies wear renderas, which are free clothes, and men wearing vest and tying the kikoi on their waist, or maybe vests and just vests and maybe bare-chested, because to men, their chest is never an issue. So back home, we have seasons. We have rainy seasons whereby we experience cold, and we also have dry seasons whereby we experience sun, but it is never hot like it is hot in Mombasa. When I moved here, I remember carrying a blanket. I remember carrying heavy clothes, which I was forced to return back home because I never wore them. Yeah, and sometimes it's crazy. It can take months and months without rain, until when it starts raining, you are worried. That is when you start looking for your sweater, if you have one. I remember I only have 2. One that I bought home, a trench coat that I bought home when coming here, and here I've only bought 2 sweaters, which I don't even wear. Yeah, even now, I don't even wear. I can't remember the last time I had my sweater on. I love the Mombasa weather because it favors me a lot. I don't know if you can relate. Back home, I'm one type, even in my high school, I'm one type of person that sneezes. So when I wake up home, if I'm not wearing heavy clothes, like putting on my sweaters, putting on my trousers, and those socks, how do we call them? These socks that you wear to prevent cold. If I'm not doing all that, then I will be sneezing up to 10 or sometimes 11. So when 11 when the sun starts to come out is when now I'll be free until in the evening. So home, in most cases when I'm back home, I'm usually on my handkerchief. Like I cannot go without it, okay? Because the colds really affects me. But here in Mombasa, I can even stay for a whole month without flu because it's hot. So my nostrils are always open and I love it. It is still my favorite city. My culture shock number 2 was water. Like back home, we have fresh water all over. So it is either clean water, you can use it to cook, bathe, and all that, or it is dirty water, you don't use it, or it is clean water, you can use it to drink. Water is water. When I came to Mombasa, I think for the past 1 week I had problems. I came to Mombasa through school. It's school that brought me here. Okay, so I am here, I have no idea, and the water is salty. Like in chemistry, we learned why cars in Mombasa are rusting quickly more than cars in any other regions. Because Mombasa is salty. So that was the idea. But coming here, I was to do the practicals now. So for the whole 1 week, I was having problems with the drinking water because we could only go, you are new, so you think every water is fresh, You go to taps, their waters are salty, so you are forced to persevere. Yeah, so, but with time, I came to realize and that unlike home, whereby we only have fresh water, and as time goes by, you realize that you need 3 types of water, which I now have 3. I now have 3 types of water. So water number 1 is mineral water. Is strictly for drinking. You can use it for any other purpose if you can afford it, because mineral water is costly, and like 10 liters. Okay, here, when I talk of mineral water, I know you can think of the bottled water, but here we have a mineral water whereby you go to a water kiosk. One day I will show you a water kiosk. You go to a water kiosk and buy it. So 5 liters is 10 bob, 10 liters is 20 bob, 20 liters is 40 bob. So instead of going and buying water in a supermarket or in a store because it is more expensive, you can just have your bottle. You go and refill your mineral water. Yeah, so in normal days, you buy this one, no mineral water, but this one is not mineral. Remember, I told you it is raining, so this is rainy water. This is rainy water. This is not mineral. But in normal days, when there is no rain, we go and refill this at 20 bob. Okay? There are also some places, like my previous place before I came here, we were using salty water. So their salty water was, how much is salty water? Salty water is very cheap actually, like 3 jerry cans, 60 liters. So salty water, 60 liters of salty water is 10 bob. 20 liters of fresh water is 5 bob. 20 liters of mineral water is 40 bob. So the more fresh it becomes, the more expensive it becomes. Okay. Number 3 was soap. So we have fresh water back at home, so you can use either detergent, which we normally use for soaking clothes, and also bar soap. So home, normally we use bar soaps, okay? Normally to wash utensils, to wash clothes. Detergent you can use, but only to soak clothes. It's not a necessity. So when I moved to Mombasa, bar soaps are not needed here because you will not do anything with bar soaps. So here we have soap, but the liquid one. I don't know if you know the liquid one. Yes. And we use detergents. Okay. Here you must use a detergent. So here you must invest heavily on a detergent. To wash your clothes, you need a detergent. To wash your utensils, you can use the liquid soap. I don't know its name. You can use the liquid soap. And maybe your normal bar soap for showering, this showering bar soaps, how do we call that? These showering bar soaps. Yeah, so that was the difference, because it is hard water. So they have their own types of soaps, and like home where we have fresh water, you can use any soap without worries. Culture shock number 4 was clothes. Clothes, here we normally survive on light clothes. Like I had told you earlier, the deras, for those that are used to them, they mostly wear deras. If you are not used to deras, you can always wear light clothes or sleeveless. Unlike home, where depending with the season, you must have heavy clothes for rainy season and the normal clothes for for the dry season. Culture shock number 5 was fish. In Mombasa, we have, okay, it's a coastal region, so normally here they have seafood. Home, we have a lake. Here it is an ocean. Okay, so with our lake fish, we have the famous tilapia, the famous and popular tilapia, which is coming from my region. We have Mbota Nile perch, and we have omena, and we have those very other types, which are lake water fish. Okay, so I was used to them. So when I moved here, I realized that okay, there is tilapia still, there is Nile perch still, but they are not as fresh as the ones we eat back at home. Like here, they have to travel, the refrigeration. So when they get here, they are out of taste. Normally, I never used to love them until I found one vendor that brings legit Nile perch and legit tilapia. But I can say that I prefer seafood or ocean water fish. So when I got here, I realized that there is a lot of fish which I eat. I can say I eat everything, and I will be showing you the type of fish that we have and how to prepare them, how to eat them, because right now I'm a pro. Okay. I eat everything. Seafood, apart from lobster. I will be lying if I'm saying, if there's something I've never eaten is lobster, because lobster is being prepared in hotels. So I think one day I will sacrifice my money and go have a taste of lobster in an hotel. My next culture shock, number 6 or number 6 was how they call some of their items, name of some items. Like here in Mombasa, the cooking oil, back home we call it salad, but here they call it uto. Okay, so when you go to a shop and you are in need of a cooking oil, I will not say salad. Okay, you will just say uto, simple as that. UTO, uto. Also, another thing they call differently is razor blade, wembe, then normal wembe. So here they call it kijembe. You go to a shop, ask for wembe. I was surprised that the shop attendant did not know what wembe is. Like, seriously, are you serious? You don't know what wembe is? So it is called kijembe. They call it kijembe, and it is normal to them. I'm still struggling to get used to that, but it is what it is. That's how they call it. Another thing that they call differently is citric acid, the one you use in porridge. They call that ndimu. So when you go to a shop and ask for citric acid, they will tell you they don't have. Most shops, they will tell you they don't have. But when you ask for ndimu, you will be given your citric. Funny, right? Yeah, but yeah, that is, sometimes it's just good to get to another town and know how they live their life, how they do their things, if it is same from yours or different. That is the diversity, the best interesting part of it. Lastly, culture shock number last was greetings. Coastarians, or in Mombasa, but this is, I think, is general. The whole coastal region, they really value greetings. Okay, so here greetings comes first. Before anything, greet them. I'm still learning, because where I come from, I can't say we don't greet people that much. We do, but it is not as intense as it is here. Okay, it is not that intense. So in Mombasa, people can get offended for not being greeted, just like that. Did you get that? People can get offended for not being greeted. I do greet people sometimes, especially the elderly. Also, so when I talk of greetings, I get greeted a lot of times. Remember, imagine if you are moving from where you are staying to outside maybe, and you meet 10 kids on the way. Those kids will greet you. Even if they were playing, maybe they are 5, whichever number. So when you pass there, everyone will greet you. Shikamo, 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 shikamo. So you must say marahaba, 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 you know. And sometimes, you know, me, sometimes I feel like greetings are just for elderly people. So when they greet you, you feel like someone old or someone who has achieved something, you know. But it is nice, especially those kids, when they greet you and you say marhaba, it's their joy. And sometimes they even appreciate you. You know, they tell you, you are smart, uko smart, shikamo, uko smart. You know, it boosts your ego or self-esteem, something like that. So it is that greetings is valued here, very, very valued. So that was the culture shock, which I'm still learning as I unlearn. Okay, yeah. So when I got to Mombasa, those were culture shocks. You can also let me know in the comment section what culture shock you went through when you moved here, or those that moved from Mombasa to the other parts of Kenya or any other part. Tell me your culture shocks, okay? So let's have a conversation. Those that came to Mombasa, your culture shocks, and those that moved from Mombasa to other regions, 1 culture shock, 2 or 3 maybe. So yeah, let me know.